Hi, this is a foreigner living in the Philippines. Well, I'm sharing the screen with my friend here. I haven't set this up. She is a hunter and she hunts the tiny lizards that live in our house with us. And she probably will take a leap any moment and ride out of the picture. But right now, this is Golden, and she certainly is my pal. Well, one of the things that I wanted to talk about was how some people are posting on our site saying that the channel is all about money, that all of the videos are about money. Well, if you're really watching all of the videos, you'll know that they're not all about money. And anyway, even the ones that are talking about the cases, the projects that we hope to have, what we hope to do, even those, they're not about money. They're about helping. And it is an unfortunate fact of life that money is one of the most easily exchanged ways of helping. So that's all I need to say about money. Now, what are we doing? Well, we're doing all kinds of things now, which one thing always leads to another. Life is not a simple thing. Even though we live a simple life, life is not a simple thing. Life is complicated. Life takes on its own life. What you do leads to another thing. This is why people who have no friends are advised by the best to go out and be someone's friend. So you're lonely? Go find someone that you can help to not be lonely. And you can help in all different kinds of ways. I remember a great story. I'm a self-confessed lover of great stories. And I remember a story in the Reader's Digest. And it was about a woman who told about living next door to an old couple when the woman dies. And the old man was sitting on the porch, and the woman looked across and she saw that her little boy of about 6, or maybe a little younger, 5 or 6, was sitting on the old man's knee. And she watched for a little while, and then she went indoors. And when the little boy came home, she said, "Well, what were you doing?" And the little boy said, "I was helping him to cry." So there's a little boy who found a way to help someone in a most unusual way. And sometimes this is all that we need in order to fulfill our own lives, is just to help someone. Now, the people that are complaining about that it's all about money and all about donations, well, what they've missed surely is that the stories that we tell are human interest stories. They're not just about, can you send $10? No, they're not about that. These are human interest stories, usually of great courage. When we made a house for the 3 little girls, that wasn't about raising money. That was about recognizing a family who were living under incredibly tough conditions that needed help, and people were touched by it, and they helped. So out there now, there are people who made that connection to that particular family and that particular project, and I think that they probably feel very good. Because even when we showed our friend from Holland, Niels came over from Holland and wanted to see us, wanted to meet us face to face, see what we do, and we took him round to see the house of the paralyzed man, and next door the house of the 3 little girls. And he saw that for himself, and that was a funny meeting. That was a meeting of a giant, because Niels was a giant, is a giant, 6 foot 6 inches, and one of the little girls was on tiptoe, about 2 feet tall. So can you imagine what that was like for those two people? It was awesome. It was about helping. Did Niels dip in his pocket and give us 10,000 pesos? No, he didn't. We came over, we met someone who was interested in what we were doing, and we entertained him. And in a way, that sparked off what we are now working on, which is our guest house. And for the guest house, a great sacrifice I've made. I've given up my workshop. I had that house made as a workshop, and it's about 17, I think it's about 17 feet by maybe 15 or 16 now, because we've added a porch and a CR, or a bathroom, so we've made it a little bit bigger, changed the roof over. And what we're planning on doing is making it available for people to come and visit, and we will not entertain you. You can come round and see what we do. We're not a hotel, neither are we a bed and breakfast, but we'll welcome you as a guest, and you can come and stay the night, and we'll have a guest house where you can do that. And it will enable people to feel connected, we hope. Now, do we want anything for that? No. But if you want to make a donation, that will be fine. Oh no, I'm talking about money again. Not really. We're really talking about connecting, about people reaching out and touching others in another country. What an incredible thing that is. Now, will everybody think that this is a great idea? No. I'll be flooded with all different kinds of comments about this. And I accept all the comments, and as long as you don't just nitpick and criticize, that's great. I look forward to it. We do listen to the comments that people make. We do try to see whether there is some value in what has been suggested, and we get a million suggestions. Now, somebody recently, when it came to the case of Michael, the diabetic boy, which is still going, it's still ongoing, we're still helping him. And when it came to that, someone very calmly, very nicely said, I think it would be better if you bought his meds. So he has insulin to buy. Now, coincidentally, we had just thought exactly the same thing. Why did we give him 4,000, I think it was 4,800 pesos in his hand, knowing that it probably would not go to his meds? Why did we do that? Because the person that sent that gift asked us to do that. So that's what we did. Now, if we tell people that they can designate what they want money that they send to go to, then we don't change on them as soon as the money arrives. We don't do that. You say what you want and you can do it. Now, when people say, I'm going to send this, which is how it works, then if they've already said, I want it to do this, I want it to do that, then we will make a recommendation. Now, in the recommendation, one of the recommendations we made, somebody sent $100. And what we said, we saw a need, a particular need, and because it was Beth's brother, who has a disabled child, actually a disabled child that's in hospital right now. But anyway, at the time, what he was trying to do was to finish a well, finish the cladding on his house, and at some point in the future he hoped to be able to put an electric pump in on the well so that he would have running water at the house. Well, $100 helped. So we wrote to the donor of that money and we said, this $100 that you've just sent us. And we told him the story of Manorado, and we said, may we, with your agreement, buy a pump and help it to be installed. And we did that, and we got the pump, and it is now installed, and he now has running water. And that prompted somebody else to send money for the cladding, because during that story we showed that the Manorado was building a house and he didn't have any cladding on it, so it's just like bare bones, like a skeleton. And so that brought another completion to a project. That's what it's all about, connecting people so that they can help. And some of them we get great messages saying simply, you are in my prayers. And that's probably one of the greatest gifts that we're given. A foreigner in the Philippines, thanks for looking in. Bye.